As you guys can tell from the title alone, this is a 100 sub special, and instead of doing like those slightly boring thank you videos, I'm gonna do something much better, and that is torture myself for your guys' entertainment. Because apparently I hate myself. Yay. In celebration of 100 subs, I did get one of your guys' suggestions of a movie that I should watch, and that is The Robot versus the Aztec Mummy.
A monstrous nightmare of terror turned loose in a fight to the death.
The Robot versus the Aztec Mummy.
I know, weird suggestion to go with, but the person that suggested it is the 100th subscriber, so I thought it was fitting to go with that suggestion alone. But that wouldn't be nearly good enough for this 100 sub special. Of course not, I have to make this even more painful for myself because fuck it, why not? I'm also gonna be drinking freaking hot sauce that has 45,600 units in the Scoville scale, which is apparently really hot and painful. I'm not excited about that, but I guess I might as well just go with it and get this bad idea done with. Well, let's start with the... The plot of this movie is just a giant ass mess, and if I was trying to summarize it, I don't think I will do a very good job at it. So what I'm gonna do instead is just read you a little synopsis of what this plot is supposed to be. The evil Dr. Krupp, also known as the Bat, continues his efforts to steal a valuable Aztec treasure from the tomb of a centuries living mummy, Popoca. Krupp builds a robot to defeat the mummy.
There you have the greatest creation of man's intelligence. A human robot, Doctor.
Krupp's former colleague and original finder of the mummy, Dr. Eduardo, and his associates, Rosa and Picate, but Picate is basically irrelevant, so forget about him, he doesn't matter, work to stop the mad scientist from completing his plans. What that plot synopsis fails to mention is that the robot in The Robot versus the Aztec Mummy only shows up around minute 50 of this 1 hour and 7 minutes movie. The movie has about 5 different plots just thrown together. None of it really matches together. Like, the Bat has apparently hypnotic powers that can control Rosa.
I command you to come to me.
Rosa is apparently a reincarnation of Popoca's long-lost lover that died all the way back in Egypt.
During her past life, Flora had lived among the great peoples of the Aztec.
Another thing they never explain is, why is the Bat looking for a mummy if he can just like build a robot that can fight said mummy? Why doesn't he just use that robot to do his evil things? It's really confusing why he wants this mummy. It's never explained at all. He just wants his things, I guess, because he's kind of a big dickhead. And like, apparently the mummy in the beginning of the movie is shown to have a weakness to light, which they never bring up again. Like, basically this movie is a bunch of short films thrown together to make this mess of a plot. So it's basically like a 1950s version of ABCs of Death, and it's just as bad. This plot actually sounds entertaining just because of how stupid it is. The only problem is this movie, there's one of the worst things you can do in a movie, and that is to have way too much This movie is almost entirely done through exposition. I don't think there is one scene in this movie that does not have exposition in it.
This picture is based upon an extraordinary experiment.
Aztec,
Carried
She told us some strange things. She got up and began to shout off. As you are, she was deeply loyal. This is my word of honor.
I know you're gonna say that this is the 50s and exposition was a very common trope among movies, but look, you guys have images. Use images to tell a story. Just don't narrate the movie to me, okay? If I wanted a plot narrated to me, I would have just listened to an audiobook. There is nothing more boring than being told what is supposed to be happening instead of being shown what is actually happening.
My friends, be patient and allow me to tell you a story.
Thanks to the movie being mostly exposition, the movie feels way longer than it actually is. I mentioned that this movie is an hour long, but it feels like 2 just because almost everything is narrated to you. I don't need you to narrate things to me, movie. I'm pretty sure I can understand that a mad scientist created a robot to fight a mummy. That is really simple things, okay? I'm just gonna move on to the next thing that I'm gonna complain about because I want this to be over. This is a bad idea, a really bad idea. The other thing that this movie does really wrong is having a really weird pacing. I'm not gonna complain that the pacing is slow because every movie around that era had a similarly slow pace. I'm not complaining that the pace is slow. I'm complaining that the pacing is... It's awkward. That's what it is. It's awkward. I know that describing a pacing as awkward is a little odd on itself, but I don't really know any other word to describe it, so I'm just gonna show you a few examples of awkward pacing, and I think you'll understand why I'm calling it awkward.
This is the house.
Do you really think this plan of yours is gonna work, Doc?
You'll see. Now, I want you to be quiet. Keep still and don't make the slightest noise.
When you watch one of those scenes, it just feels like they didn't really finish editing out the movie. This feels like a rough first cut that still has to go through final editing, but they just kind of forgot and left it all in. Well, there's so many weird pauses between sentences and scenes that just seem like a outtake. It just makes you almost uncomfortable watching it. Since you just keep watching things that should be like cut out for the best pacing possible, you just keep getting distracted by it. So the movie feels longer because it makes you work out what should be cut out of it. Now, I'm pretty sure that everything that I'm saying makes no sense, but whatever, I'm just gonna finish my thoughts about this movie because I'm in too much pain. Oh, no. I'm probably making this movie sound more entertaining than it actually is, but I actually have no idea what I've been saying for the last few minutes. I'm in way too much pain. I don't think I've made a logical sentence in the last few minutes, so hopefully just me being in a lot of pain is entertaining enough for you guys. I'm just gonna finish my thoughts in this movie before I just pass out from all the hot sauce that I just ingested. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have some really bad results from this. This movie could have been fun if it was just a stupid fucking looking robot fighting a stupid looking mummy. That could have been fun, and it is fun for the 2 minutes that happens because it just looks really clunky. The thing is that the unending exposition and the clunky pacing make this movie boring as all hell, because it feels so long and you're not actually shown that much dumb things. You're just told that dumb things have happened, and that is not as entertaining. I'm pretty sure that this review has made no sense. I'm sorry in advance because this is a complete shit show. I just wanted to torture myself to, you know, use this as a thank you for your guys' subscribing to my channel, which is really nice. I appreciate it. So let me know in the comments if you want me to torture like this again. Please say no. I don't want to do this again. But do let me know in the comments which other movies I should talk about next. You can also let me know in my Twitter, GoodOldMat. I'll see you guys in the next video. But before I leave, I'm just gonna leave you guys with me suffering for this fucking thing. Enjoy!
Going to follow you everywhere. I crawl through the ceiling and the wall and call on bad little girls like you. I'll torture you and haunt you. I've got you where I want you, a victim of my dark and dirty love.